This is a free abandoned house in Japan. This one too, and this, and this, and that. Over the past month, I did a few videos on free abandoned houses in Japan and how the country is basically giving away millions of abandoned houses for free. And I got tons of comments and messages saying, how can I buy a free house? So in this video, I'm gonna show you step by step how I bought one of my properties for free. Like, it cost me $0. I was able to get an income generating property for nothing. Now, there's a catch. I'm not talking about buying property for no money down or doing 100% financing. I'm talking about $0 out of pocket to own. So here's how it works and how you can do it too. One disclaimer, this video might trigger some of you, so be sure to watch until the very end because I'll go through all the points that may trigger you in the end. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Matsuo Post, and I started this channel to help people grow their wealth while freeing their minds by achieving financial and personal freedom. If that's what you want in life, make sure to subscribe, and I hope you find this channel helpful. I also have a gift for you for watching this. You can download my financial independence blueprint guide for free in the description below. Now let's get started. If you haven't watched my recent videos on Akiya, free or cheap abandoned houses in Japan, I recommend you do so after watching this one. So let me give you a quick summary. As of 2023, 15% of Japan's housing inventory is vacant, and this number is going up every year. Even in Tokyo, more than 10% of houses are empty. If you walk around the heart of Tokyo, it feels like there's housing shortage because there are people everywhere. But the number of empty houses are on the rise nationwide here in Japan. How does this happen? The short answer is because of the rapid population decline and aging population, and the Japanese people's obsession with living in new homes. It's no surprise that Japan's population has been decreasing for many years because of a low birth rate. Coined with that, the Japanese love brand new homes and really do not like living in second-hand homes. Previously owned houses account for only 14% of the market in Japan compared to 80% in the US and 90% in the UK. So Japan keeps building new houses, but the number of households is decreasing. So there's a discrepancy between the number of houses and number of households in Japan, which causes more and more houses to be abandoned. So there is more supply than demand in the market, and the gap continues to grow. This means the home value will continue to drop, and that's why a record-breaking 10 million houses in Japan will be vacant by the end of 2023. Many of these vacant homes have been abandoned for a long time and have zero value, which means it is technically free, but there are many taxes that are associated with the transaction, which I talked about in this video. And more importantly, it could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to renovate such houses to make them livable or rent ready. So these free abandoned IKEA houses could cost you a lot of money in the end. And chances of you being able to flip them for profit are very slim because again, the Japanese don't like to buy used homes. So what exactly did I do to buy a house for $0? There's something important I didn't tell you in the beginning. I didn't buy a free abandoned house in Japan. I bought a house for $0 in the US while living here in Japan. So this is what I did. In October 2021, my wife and I bought this duplex in the suburb of Minneapolis. It was an off-market property that our agent thought was a great deal, so we made an offer right away. It's a side-by-side duplex in a very good neighborhood, built in 1985. We bought it for $285,600. The down payment was 25% of the purchase price, so with the closing cost, we paid $76,000 at the closing. Now, if you're confused about how I got this property for free because I just said I paid $76,000 at closing, I promise I'll get to that. But it's really important to follow this information because it'll all piece together at the very end. So anyway, that was a year and a half ago, and guess what happened since then? Besides smashing that like button if you haven't done that already. We got a 30-year fixed mortgage at a 3.63%. So our mortgage payment was $1,600 per month, including taxes and insurance. We inherited tenants from the previous owner, so we had rental income coming in from day one of ownership. It was $1,825 per month from both units, which was way below market, but it covered the monthly mortgage and expenses just enough to break even. So we paid $76,000 to own a property that didn't even produce any cash flow. Forget a free house. This is a terrible investment. Well, here's how it gets interesting, so stay with me. We knew the rents were way below market, so we let the tenants know that we would increase it in 6 months in exchange for something, improving the property through renovation. One tenant said they would move out by the time, and the other tenant wanted to stay. So we decided to do the renovation around them living there for the tenant who wanted to stay. So in the spring of 2022, we renovated both units, and we spent $70,000 out of pocket to complete the project. So at this point, we have spent $146,000 out of pocket. We placed a new tenant and increased the rent for the existing tenant. Now both units generate $3,500 per month total in rental income. We almost doubled the rent by investing $70,000 into renovation. That's a 28% cash on cash return. And this is where it gets even more interesting. Now that we increased the value of the property, we decided to refinance the loan we had. We worked with a lender to go through a cash out refinancing process just about a year after the purchase. In December 2022, a third-party appraiser determined the new value of the property, and the appraisal came back at $500,000. And with that new value, we were able to take out a new loan with a tax-free check of $150,000 with this cash out refinance. So in summary, we paid $146,000 out of our pockets to buy and renovate this property over the course of a year. And we got a $150,000 check at the closing table 14 months after the purchase. And that's how we bought this house for $0. It's basically free real estate for us. Well, technically, since the check was bigger than what we spent, we got paid to own a cash flowing rental property. Now, yes, I know people get triggered by this, and I'm sure some people will say, but this is not free, Shu, because you had to spend $146,000 to do this. That's not free. Yes, that's true, but it's not rocket science either. And many of you can do something similar and buy a property to get all or most of your initial investment back with less money than I have invested. You don't need $150,000 to do this, and I know many investors who use the same strategy and spend much less money to get similar results. What's great about this strategy is that you could do this over and over using the same money you initially invested. And that's exactly what I'm doing with my current project, and I'm doing it with a lot less than $150,000 of the initial investment. In real estate investing, what matters the most is the net return. If you invest $50,000 into a property for 1 year and then you get all of your money back, but now you still own the property, that's what's important to focus on, not the cost of the original $50,000. This is how successful investors build wealth through real estate. And yes, if people didn't get triggered by the example I just explained, they might say something like, yes, but you took out a loan of $150,000. You have to pay all back. That's not free. And yes, while I'm responsible for paying back the new loan I just got, my tenants are basically paying for the mortgage every month. And here's how I think about it. I'm pretty much borrowing money from myself. I'm just becoming my own lender and lending myself money to go and buy more real estate. And yes, maybe we got lucky because the real estate market was on the rise until 2022. And yes, the market is cooling off in 2023 with much higher interest rates. But this doesn't mean you can't do this in today's market. Yes, it's much harder to find a cash flowing rental property in today's market because of the high interest rates, but it doesn't mean it's a bad time to buy. I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know what's going to happen to the economy or real estate market, but the interest rates will come down in the future. And when that happens, the prices of real estate will go up again. And my guess is that people who didn't take action in today's market will regret not taking action today. With that said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. These types of videos take a long time to make, so if you got any value from this, just hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And if you want to start your real estate investing journey, be sure to sign up for the waitlist for my one-on-one coaching program. I closed up the applications last month for this cohort, but the applications will open again in the near future. And I want you to be the first to know when that happens. Now, be sure to watch this video next. See you in the next one.